Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I wanted to stop in and talk a little bit about Black women coming for Simone Biles. Now, recently, Simone Biles, the gymnast, the gold medal winning gymnast, got married to her husband, Jonathan Owens, who is an NFL player. And she shared her wedding photos on her Instagram. And she shared how much her dress was and how much her shoes were, which was surprisingly very affordable, considering the fact that her and her newlywed husband have enough money to throw an elaborate wedding. She talked about how her dress was only about $135 or something of that nature. And she talked about how her shoes are only like $30-$40. And she just popped her hair into a ponytail. She talked about how the ring that she got was like gotten that day, or real, it wasn't a big plan out to where to get the ring and where to shop for the ring and things of that nature, because all that they were doing was going down to the courthouse to make the wedding legal and official. Okay. That wasn't necessarily the ceremony itself, not the big ceremony. She wanted to tie the knot. And for her, it was more important to tie the knot than it was to have this she's not going to walk down an aisle until it's this big, super huge deal. Because apparently, and I hope that I'm correct, because I don't know Simone Biles and I don't know her husband, but it would appear from the outside looking in that she's actually in love with him, that they actually love each other, that this is not a marriage of convenience or a marriage of just trying to be high profile, because for all intents and purposes, Simone is not a high profile kind of always in the camera type of person. She's gotten her notoriety because of how great she is at her profession. Like I said, she's considered like the GOAT in the gymnastic world for all of the medals that she's won, as many times as she's been medaled at the Olympics and things of that nature. She's been known to do some of the more difficult and master some of the more difficult routines in her profession. And she's just all around. If you've ever watched her perform, then you understand why they say she's the GOAT for it. Because I'm not super into the gymnast world, but I will watch gymnastics when, the Summer Olympics and things of that nature come up. And I have seen her routines, and Simone is a beast on that mat and on the various apparatuses that they use. But aside from that, she's not always in the camera. You don't always hear stories here and there, whether they're good or bad, about what Simone Biles is doing. She's not always on TMZ. She's not always on Shade Room. She's not always somewhere trying to get attention. She's just living her life. She's just living her life. That's what it seemed like to me. Simone has gotten her reputation. She's gotten her accolades in her profession. She's just trying to live her life as a woman. Just, it is what it is. And so after she shared her photos, let's just face it, it was Black women who were miserable enough to comment on her hair. It was just in a ponytail. It wasn't sleek back to the gods and all this other stuff. She had a quick little ponytail updo that she did. And she had some basic makeup on her face. And she looked beautiful. She looked happy. She looked pleased. She looked like she was just enjoying herself and enjoying her husband and enjoying a special day. And for those women who commented saying that she should have worn a wig or something like that, y'all so miserable. You had to try to nitpick and find something wrong with what that girl was doing or what she had on. Y'all are some judgmental superficial idiots. You don't know the value of anything, and you barely know the prices of them. And with that type of ignorance, it's a wonder why the majority of you are single mothers, unchosen, unpicked, and unwanted by reputable men who actually would take care of you and who actually would love you and protect you and provide for you and problem solve for you and procreate with you properly and commit to you and all of these things that you say that you want, but you don't think past, you can't think your way out of a wet paper bag around here because you're so incredibly miserable. Why come you can't just be happy for her? Because black women can't be happy with a black man? Is that what it is? Had it been a zaddy and she had her edges not laid, it would have been, oh, you know, white men appreciate natural black women more than black men do. Y'all would have been talking about that. You would have been talking about her edges. You would have been talking about how accepting her white man was of her edges. But because she's with a black man, I guess it don't matter that he doesn't care about whether her edges were slicked or not. Because he was there to marry the woman, not her edges. She was there to marry the man, not the ceremony. Because guess what? While y'all was not minding the business that pay y'all and was minding everybody else's business, she actually did have a more extravagant ceremony later. Dun, 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 dun. She actually had a ceremony that was more extravagant. And it still wasn't crazy. She had a beautiful gown and the veil thing was trained and it was a destination wedding, and her father walked her down the aisle, something that probably gonna never happen with y'all. She a pick me that got picked. Because whatever she do in her private life, she keep it real private. Because I've just never seen, to my knowledge, Simone has not been involved in any type of like scandals that was her fault where she was somewhere being a hyena. I ain't never seen her do it. She didn't have to date down. She didn't have to marry down. She had to do none of that. All that Simone had to do was be feminine. That's actually one of the things that he said he loved about her is her attitude. She's always bubbly and happy and smiling. That's because she don't have a resting bee face. And she don't have a bad attitude. Apparently she's not running around frowning and scowling at everybody. So her husband loved her attitude. He loved her and locked her down. And she ain't 99 years old either, with 2, 3 kids by somebody either, waiting on somebody to come scoop up and save her. That's not what she did. It's the misery for me. Nobody can tear a black woman down like a hyena. Y'all claim I tear y'all down, but I'm actually here to help you and give you advice that you need. I'm not somewhere, attacking edges. Just like y'all did with what's what was Gabby, what was her name? The other gymnast. I forgot her last name. But y'all talked about her hair. Ooh, why her hair look like that? Why your hair look like that? Where is your hair? As a matter of fact, your hair, not the hair you paid for. Go clean your lashes so you don't get an eye infection. Stop worrying about what other people are doing with their life. Because they edges, whether they slicked or puffy, is not bothering you. At least they have edges. Simone has her edges. How about that? You take your lace front off and see how many edges you got. Y'all back here saluting like this. Trying to get some type of black castor oil to drip around your edges so they grow back. Girl, stop playing with me. You just mad. Don't nobody want to walk you down no aisle. Act right. Act like a feminine woman and like you got some sense. And then there will be a man that wants you. But y'all so busy talking about how you don't need no man and how it don't got to validate you and all that kind of stuff. Stop getting on social media and picking at people. Because you part of the edgeless empire. You got to look at a picture to remember when last time you had edges that you could slick. And going back to get them that little hair right there and bring them down into baby hair to be right there is not edges. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Simone Biles. She actually has success as a woman. She's successful as a woman where her value really is. Because I bet you Jonathan don't value the gymnast. He may respect the gymnast, but that's not what he married. He didn't marry her because she had gold medals. From what she said, he didn't know who she was, and that was actually refreshing for her when they first met. So he didn't marry Simone Biles, the gymnast. He married Simone Biles, the woman. The gymnastics and the gold medals didn't mean anything. Like I said, he would respect it from an athletic and professional standpoint. Oh, my wife, you know what I'm saying, and consider, you know what I'm saying, like the GOAT in her field. Like that's gotta be like dope. But at the same time, that's not what he valued out of her. Because if that was the case, any one of them anybody will do. If your internal value as a woman don't mean nothing to a man, any woman will do to marry. But he's not. They don't marry y'all for that purpose. It's not your money. It's not whether you have it or not. It's not him being jealous of it. It's nothing like that. If you don't add value to the relationship or to him, there's nothing for him to commit to. Just food for thought. So in any case, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.